Look closely at your life. Every weakness you carry was taught to you. They made you say sorry for things that weren't your fault. They told you to forgive people who shattered your trust. They praised your patience while feeding off your silence. This wasn't kindness, it was control. Machiavelli knew the truth centuries ago. The masses are kept docile for one reason: to be ruled. Your weakness is not natural. It was installed, like a virus, to make you manageable. But here's what they fear. The moment you wake up, the moment you stop apologizing, the moment you start saying no without explaining, walking away without guilt, and acting without permission. This isn't about becoming cruel. It's about becoming undeniable. This video is your firewall. It will burn out the emotional programming, the guilt, the doubt, the fear that keeps you stuck. Weakness is not a flaw. It's a death sentence in the game of power. In the jungle of human behavior, weakness is not pitied. It is preyed upon. The world does not treat you according to your intentions. It treats you according to your image. Appear fragile, and you will attract oppressors. Appear too forgiving, and you will invite betrayal. Appear kind without power, and people will take advantage of you with a smile on their face. Machiavelli warned rulers and men alike, do not concern yourself with being loved, be feared, or be forgotten. Because weakness is not noble. It is a signal to the powerful that you can be broken. We live in a society that tries to hide this brutal truth. They feed you lies. Nice guys win in the end. Patience always pays off. People will see your value if you wait long enough. That's the language of slaves. The truth? Nobody respects the person who tolerates disrespect. Nobody fears the one who forgives everything. And nobody follows the one who hesitates. The cost of weakness is subtle at first. You lose respect. You get ignored. You become invisible. Then the cost escalates. Betrayal, failure, loss of control. Weakness is not just emotional softness. It's indecision. It's over-explaining. It's always asking instead of taking. It's fearing consequences more than desiring power. And the worst part? Weakness becomes a habit. You convince yourself it's morality, when really it's fear dressed in virtue. So the first step is recognition. You must call out the weakness in you, without excuse, without shame, without mercy. Only then can you destroy it. People don't stay weak because they enjoy it. They stay weak because it's familiar. Because comfort is more seductive than growth. And comfort always lies. From the moment you're born, you're surrounded by soft poison. Be a good person. Wait your turn. Everything will work out in the end. These are lullabies for the powerless. The system is designed to keep you obedient. Because obedient people are predictable. They pay taxes, follow orders, and die quietly, never realizing their life was controlled from the beginning. Machiavelli understood something society won't say out loud. Power is not given, it is taken. And the first step to taking it is rejecting the illusions that keep you weak. Let's break down the most dangerous lies. 1. The lie of moral superiority. They tell you it's better to be kind, better to forgive, better to suffer quietly. But look around. Who wins? Not the most moral, the most strategic. You don't rise by being good. You rise by being useful to power, or becoming power itself. 2. The lie of time. Be patient. Your time will come. Number time is not your ally. It's your assassin. Every second you hesitate, someone colder, bolder, and hungrier is taking what could have been yours. The world doesn't wait. It devours. 3. The lie of equality. They say, we're all equal. But equality is a myth sold to the masses to keep them passive. Some people dominate, others are dominated. Your choice is simple: lead or be led. 4. The lie of stability. People stay weak because they crave stability. A steady job, a safe home, predictable outcomes. But stability breeds softness. It kills ambition, destroys risk-taking, and turns lions into house cats. Power lives in chaos. Only those who can navigate uncertainty, make hard decisions, and adapt fast will survive. 5. The lie of guilt. Guilt is the leash society puts around your neck. They want you to feel bad for wanting more, for cutting people off, for saying no. But guilt is just weakness in disguise. You owe the world nothing. Your only obligation is to become formidable. Weakness survives because the lies are comforting. But comfort is the slowest form of suicide. To escape weakness, you must become violent with the truth. Tear off the masks, reject the narratives, and accept a darker reality. No one is coming to save you. You must become the one people fear, respect, and follow, or stay invisible forever. You were programmed to stay soft. Now it's time to uninstall the lies, one by one, and build a mind made for war. Weakness thrives in emotion. Strength is born in strategy. The cure for your weakness is not motivation, it is calculation. Machiavelli never told princes to be emotional. He told them to be feared, to control perception, to use people as tools and discard them when their usefulness ends. He didn't romanticize loyalty. He didn't believe in forgiveness. He believed in winning. And to win, you must replace emotion with cold logic. Let's break the disease. 1. Stop reacting. Start calculating. Emotional people are predictable, and what is predictable is controllable. You get angry, they can provoke you. You get offended, they can silence you. You crave love, they can manipulate you. But when you move strategically, when your decisions are calculated, not impulsive, you become unreadable, unbreakable. Every move you make should serve a purpose. Gain leverage, preserve reputation, increase influence, destroy quietly. You're not in this world to express your feelings. You're here to build power. 2. Detach from outcomes. Emotional people obsess over results. Strategic people focus on positioning. If a plan fails, they don't cry, they adapt. If someone leaves, they don't beg, they replace. The strategic mind is surgical. It removes what no longer serves and never hesitates to cut deeper. You must learn to walk away from people, plans, and places with a straight face. No second chances, no emotional debates, no begging. 3. Use emotion as a weapon, never as a guide. Your emotions are not the enemy, but they are not the captain of your ship. They are the bait. Machiavellian strategy teaches this. Appear kind, but be ruthless. Appear open, but remain unreadable. Let others think you care, while calculating your next move behind a stone face. Use your smile to lower their guard. Use silence to create tension. Use kindness to extract trust. Then use that trust to win. Emotion should be a mask, not your compass. 4. Build a cold inner core. The strongest men have fire in their ambition, but ice in their heart. This does not mean cruelty. It means clarity. The ability to say, this person no longer serves my mission. They're gone. This situation is not working. I cut it off. This betrayal happened. I move forward, not backward. Most people drown because they can't let go. They cling to loyalty, guilt, and past versions of themselves. But the cold mind understands. Attachment is weakness. Emotion is expensive. And in the game of power, your feelings will betray you faster than your enemies. You don't cure weakness by feeling stronger. You cure it by thinking colder. From this moment on, your every decision must be filtered through one question. Does this make me more powerful or more vulnerable? If it weakens you, burn it. If it softens you, silence it. If it slows you down, walk away. The cure is not kindness. It's clarity. It's control. It's strategy over emotion. Every time. The core of weakness is not fear, not doubt, not guilt. It is attachment. Attachment is the silent thread that pulls you away from power. You cling to people, to identity, to comfort, to approval. And each time you do, you hand someone else the power to control you. Machiavelli understood that the man who needs nothing cannot be dominated. The world uses your attachments against you. The people you're afraid to lose are the very ones who will test your boundaries because they know you'll tolerate it. You become easy to manipulate when you can't walk away. The moment someone senses that your self-worth depends on their validation, they own you. Power demands distance. You must be willing to burn bridges, erase names, and walk alone when necessary. Without trembling. Even more dangerous than your attachment to people is your attachment to your own image. You want to be liked, praised, understood. You want to be the good guy. But that need is weakness in disguise. You bend your behavior to fit into rooms you should be controlling. You tone yourself down so no one feels threatened. That is not virtue. It is surrender. Detach from the illusion of being accepted. Let them misunderstand you. Let them fear you. Let them gossip, question, judge. What matters is not their comfort. It's your rise. Most people cling to their past selves, their old name, their history. They stay loyal to a version of themselves that was built to survive, not to dominate. Reinvention is a threat to the weak, but a weapon for the strong. You must be willing to kill the soft version of yourself, the one that tolerated too much, apologized too quickly, and hesitated too often. Let that version rot. You also must detach from comfort, the enemy of all ambition. Comfort feeds stagnation. It teaches you that surviving is enough. It whispers lies like take it easy and you've earned rest. But comfort kills urgency. It drains the fire that makes men ruthless. You must learn to operate in discomfort, to think clearly under pressure, and to make cold decisions while others panic. And finally, the deadliest attachment of all, your obsession with outcomes. You want control over everything. You want guarantees. You want people to respond the way you expect, for your plans to work perfectly. But real power is found when you no longer fear losing. When you let go of needing things to go your way, you gain full control over yourself. And that's what matters most. Because the man who has mastered detachment cannot be threatened, cannot be manipulated, and cannot be destroyed. He moves with clarity. He speaks with precision. He walks alone if needed, not because he hates people, but because he trusts himself. The truly dangerous man needs no one, chases nothing, and fears no loss. He understands the truth. When you cut the strings of attachment, you reclaim the throne of your own mind. And once you control your mind, no one else can. Now that you've erased the softness, detached from everything that once weakened you, and silenced the noise inside your mind, something new begins to rise. Not just confidence, something colder, something untouchable. This is not about becoming better. It's about becoming dangerous, not to others, to anything that once controlled you. You no longer operate from emotion. You no longer care about approval. You no longer hesitate when it's time to act. The old version of you would overthink, seek validation, doubt every move. That version is dead. What's left is someone sharpened, precise, surgical. You've replaced guilt with clarity. You've replaced fear with calm. You've replaced attachment with silence. And in that silence, people start to feel your shift. Even before they understand it. They feel the absence of your need, the absence of your emotional reactions. They realize you don't flinch anymore. You don't chase, and you don't play the role of the nice, safe person they once depended on. You've become an anomaly in a world of weak men, a calm storm, a presence that carries weight without words. This is not arrogance, it's authority. And you earned it by doing what most never will, killing the emotional dependence that keeps people ordinary. The rise isn't loud, it's internal. And because it's internal, it can't be taken from you. Not by failure, not by betrayal, not even by isolation. You are not concerned with who stays or who leaves. You are concerned with who respects your silence, who fears your distance, and who studies your moves instead of trying to match your words. Because now, you don't speak to explain. You speak to direct. You don't engage in conflict to prove a point. You end it before it begins. There's a cold efficiency to your presence. You enter rooms differently. You don't need the spotlight because your stillness makes more noise than their performance. You are no longer emotionally available to those who waste your time. You don't feel obligated to fix people, explain yourself, or carry others on your back. You've trained yourself to walk alone, and that has made you unstoppable. Because the man who needs no one cannot be manipulated. You've risen because you've learned one of Machiavelli's most brutal truths. The most powerful man is the one who has removed his weakness without apology. And that man does not beg, does not explain, and does not justify his distance. He simply moves, quietly, strategically, and with finality. People will call it cold. Let them. The dangerous man is not concerned with their opinions. He is concerned with outcomes, and the outcome he chooses is control, total control, of himself, of his emotions, and eventually of his environment. This power wasn't gifted to you. It was carved. It was earned through every boundary you enforced, every attachment you severed, every time you chose silence over reaction. You are no longer the one who gets hurt. You are the one who gets remembered. The dangerous man is not the one who shouts, not the one who threatens. It's the one who doesn't need to. The man whose calm presence carries more tension than 10 angry voices. You now operate above emotion. You observe without responding. You understand betrayal before it happens. You replace loyalty with usefulness. And when someone crosses the line, you don't argue. You erase. You've become dangerous not because you want to hurt people, but because you don't need them. And that alone terrifies the weak. They don't know how to survive without approval. You've built your mind to thrive without it. You no longer chase peace. You are peace. And that's why people either gravitate to you or fall away. You don't adapt to their comfort anymore. You force them to adapt to your silence. You've risen, not to inspire others, not to prove anything, but because you refuse to stay weak. And now they can feel it. Even in a room full of noise, your silence is louder. Even when you're gone, your absence has weight. This is what it means to be dangerous, to no longer be available to the world that once drained you, and to become the consequence that weak men try to avoid. You don't announce your rise, you live it. And now, you never go back. You were never born weak. You were made weak, shaped by expectations, softened by guilt, and controlled by emotions that were never truly yours. They taught you to be agreeable, polite, and forgiving. They trained you to respond, explain, and hesitate. And every time you did, a piece of your strength was stripped away. But now, That version of you is gone. You've burned it. You've detached from the noise, removed the need to be liked, and reclaimed your edge. The softness that made you easy to manipulate has been replaced with silence. The hesitation that once slowed you down has been replaced with speed. And the emotional dependence that chained you to others is now dust beneath your boots. You've become something else. Someone else. Not cold out of cruelty, but cold out of clarity. You don't move to please anymore. You move to dominate. You don't speak to be heard. You speak to be obeyed. You've stripped yourself of every weakness they praised. You've built a mind that doesn't break under pressure. You've become a presence that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, and doesn't explain. You don't react. You disappear. And when you return, everything is different. Because you made it different. You became the danger people sense but can't read. The calm before something irreversible. The one who leaves people guessing and regretting. Now, power feels natural. Not forced, not faked, earned. Not because you shouted louder, but because you didn't need to. Not because you fought harder, but because you never gave them the fight they expected. You removed their access. You became unreachable, and that made you unforgettable. This isn't about being feared for the sake of fear. It's about becoming so complete within yourself that no one can shake you, use you, or bend you. You are no longer breakable. You are no longer available to the world that once fed off your hesitation. You are your own weapon now. Calm, cold, calculated. If you felt that shift, if this changed something in you, then like the video. And if you're ready to go even deeper, to become more dangerous, more untouchable, more unshakable, subscribe. What comes next will not be for everyone. But you're no longer everyone. You're something else now. You're the consequence.